what are some pros and cons to a senior community or a 55 and plus community?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of conversations about this with the clients over the years, and I find it kind of interesting. We have a lot of clients in these facilities, so we get to meet with them and talk to them and find out what they like and don't like about it. And so, it's it's interesting to hear. It's kind of an opinion-based scenario,
Hmm.
and some people want nothing to do with it, and some people are super excited about it, right? And so the pros, as far as I'm hearing from the clients, and as far as I've learned over the years, is just that there's like a community, and you might have lived in this house by yourself, and now all of a sudden there's like 100 people around you to do stuff with, and they have games, they play bridge, they go on outings, and I've had clients that are just like revitalized. They're super excited that there's so many people to talk to, and again, it depends on what you really like,
Hmm.
and they love that aspect of it. And of course, in terms of your health and your care, depending on the facility, they might have, you go from independent to assisted to long-term care to possibly memory care, those type of things. It's kind of nice. You're in one spot. They take care of you. Maybe you just need help remembering to take your medicines, and they might be able to have that. Depends on
Yeah.
the facility, right? So people like that. They just want to know, hey, I don't have to move again. I'm here. I'm taken care of. I'm not going to be a burden on my kids who are now coming over to try to help me with my medicines, or whatever it might be. And so I think those are the things that people really like about it. They're they're not having to take care of a house and replace a roof and all of these things that are kind of difficult to
Yeah.
deal with long term, right? Um, on the con side, the things that I hear about, of course, they're very expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah, and they generally continue to increase the fees. I'd say 5% is what I've seen with almost everybody, 3 to 5 for sure. But this year, I'd say 10 to 11 is what I'm hearing.
Hmm.
So that's a huge jump. You're already spending thousands of dollars a month, and then all of a sudden you've got this 10 to 11% jump. And so that can be really expensive. And so hopefully you had some money coming into the scenario to make that work. So that's one thing that kind of sometimes propels people away from those in the first place, and sometimes kind of bothers people that are in the places. It's just this cost, and now these kind of increases that are coming through. The other thing I hear most often is I don't want to be around a bunch of old people. And this is from an older person, of course, but they just feel that vibrancy that happens with other age groups that are there, and whatnot too, and so they don't want to be around a bunch of people, that are older and kind of a defined group like that. Now, again, some people love that, and that's perfect, and other people don't. So, again, I'm not saying what's good, bad, or different. I'm just telling you kind of what I heard from my clients over the years, just to give you some ideas of what we see out there. And of course, then there's just a plethora of different places
Yeah.
all over the country. Do you do it here? Do you move someplace else? Do what are the facilities like? Do they have the different levels of care or not? Do you have to buy in, right? If you do have to buy in, is there anything that you can get out of it as a beneficiary or not? Does it all disappear? There's some where, basically once you run out of money, they continue to pay your bill,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
And there's others where they don't. And so, there's a whole variety of different types out there in terms of, where you might end up and how that might work. So anyway, it's an area that we've had lots of conversations with clients about over the years.
Yeah, and one thing is when you get to kind of like these senior communities, is you become kind of more homogenous in your demographic.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you lose that different thoughts, different people.
Yeah.
A lot of times because of just the cost, it becomes your very social economics are also very similar too.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly right. You're not going to, you need enough money to be in there, and that does cut off a group of people that you no longer would have as much contact with.
Hmm.
And again, for some people, they think that's a good thing, and other people, they really love just the variety of different people that they, get to interact with for different situations. So again, it's important to understand who you are, what you would find to be, useful, and then kind of go from there. So, yeah.